Hey guys, DPG here, and today I want to talk to you about a really important concept that's especially going to help you during any type of strange situation like a pandemic, if you haven't heard. And so the concept today is innovation, and I'm not talking about innovation in acting, I'm talking about innovation in how you connect with people and create somewhat of a name and reputation for yourself. So what this stemmed from is I was just having a conversation with a client in New York City who is writing a play. And it just occurred to me while I was talking to him, as most things that I come up with do, is that, we've been really focused on producers and getting them interested and getting them involved in this project. But, they don't really have any indication, not only if the project itself is any good, if the writing is any good. They can read that and they can say, yeah, it's a cute project, I like it, but you don't have a track record. And so why would I hitch my wagon to somebody like you? And the answer is there's not a really strong reason for them to hitch their wagon to somebody like that who's just starting out. So if you're an actor who's just starting out, you should take note here. So what I came up with when I was talking to him was, who are some people that you could probably talk to in the industry that are motivated, whose livelihood is really hanging by a thread, and who will talk to almost anyone if they can help them find a way out of this gigantic mess that we are all in. And that person or those people are theater owners and theater managers. So these are people who all they have going for them is a space, okay? It's just a physical space with some seats in it and a bit of technical ability to throw some lights on the stage and maybe a few speakers to liven up the sound, but that's about it. And they're not likely thinking like a producer, which is how can I reinvent myself, because they're probably thinking, I can't reinvent my space. So this is where I thought, and I think, that my client could really make a difference talking to theater owners about what he has to offer, because they're a bit like a car salesman. They only have a car to sell, right? If you want the car, which is like the theater space, if you want it, then they'll say, great, we'll make it happen. We'll give you 25 different ways to finance it. You don't have a job? Don't worry. You don't want to start paying for 6 months? Don't worry. You want the options? Don't worry. We are going to make this happen. And it's my gut instinct that that's what theater owners would be like, because they have a car and they need to get it off the lot in a hurry because next year's model's coming in soon, or my dealership's going to go broke, right? Their theater is going to go broke. So here's how I think actors can benefit. It's keeping in touch with people that aren't necessarily the producers themselves, which is fine. And if you can score relationships with them, great, because they are the decision makers. But they are also the innovators. They're busy thinking of ways to innovate. A lot of these people just have the equivalent of a car dealership or a theater, right? They have a job that they do, and that job doesn't exist in the future world potentially. So anybody who has a way to potentially save them and their job will be more than welcome to talk to. And so what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about if you've got a movie idea, you could talk to them about that. If you have a TV show idea, you could talk to them about that. And who am I even talking about? I'm talking about people that know producers. So I'm talking about there are writers, there are makeup artists, there are special effects people, there are camera people, there are cinematographers, there are editors, there's even film finance people. All of these people, their livelihood depends upon producers and productions. And so if you can come up with anything that'll help them score points with their boss, I'm sure they would love to take your idea and put it forward to people like their bosses. So that's my that's my tip for today, guys, is don't think in the box. Don't think you are limited to dealing with only casting directors and agents or managers or people like that, and start to realize that there is a whole world out there of people that can help you get off the ground. Now, if you are really talented as an actor, even those people can help you as well. Like if it's just acting alone that you want somebody to work with you on, to sort of take your acting and introduce it to people, that's fine too, because these same people would love to make themselves look good by introducing their producer bosses and friends, or director bosses and friends, or writer bosses and friends to, they'd love to bring them talented actors. And this has actually happened to me, okay? I have met casting directors and producers through a friend of mine who is in post-production, and he's actually now a producer himself. And so everybody who works in the business somehow or some way knows producers. And so sometimes approaching a producer directly is not necessarily the best approach. It's the easiest approach to take, but it's also one that may have the most resistance along the way, because producers tend to not deal directly with actors, but if they get wind of a good actor, then they will take note. If they will listen to their friends and their colleagues. Okay, guys, so just another way to think of how to develop your acting career is to connect with people who are sitting on their car dealership, sitting on the equivalent of their theater. Their jobs are hanging by a thread, and if there's anything they can do to raise their own profile and make themselves look better in the eyes of the people that will hire them or have hired them in the past, they will be more than happy to do it. Hope you enjoyed this, guys. Please like, subscribe. We got to get that subscriber base up higher so I can start doing more fun stuff. And check out hackhollywood.com, and also check out some super cool merch at teespring.com/hackhollywood. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate your attention and your loyalty, and I will talk to you soon. And let me know if you got any ideas for future videos such as this one. How can I help? Talk to you soon.